Every once in a while, the games industry reminds me of just how much stranger life can be than fiction, and no better story represents this than that of Soulja Boy. Yes, the rapper, you know, the you guy. Many of you have probably heard about how he tried to sell his own console, except that console just turned out to be an emulation box, and the guy was met with cease and desist, obviously. Well, he's trying to make a comeback, and you would think he would have learned his lesson from his past endeavors, but nope. He's just trying to repeat history and hoping that things will turn out differently. But first, a little context for everything that's happened with Soulja Boy. This is actually something that I didn't cover when it was happening, but here's a recap for those who are not familiar with all the events that transpired. So this is an article from The Verge. This is from back in December 9th, 2018, over 2 years ago. The headline reads, Soulja Boy is selling his own cheap, rebranded video game consoles. They were called the Soulja Boy, or the Soulja Game console and the Soulja Game handheld. Here's the thing though, they're not his own creation. He's taking products that already exist. So for example, one of these he was selling for $100 when you could find it for $60 on Amazon. And when quoted about this, he said, I just think that when you're coming out with a new product, you're going to be criticized. Except it wasn't a new product. And not to mention, you're marking up the price of an existing product. You're ripping people off. So what could this console do? Well, it could run PlayStation, Neo Geo, PC, Sega, Game Boy Advance, and NES games. And the handheld could apparently run Switch, 3DS, Vita, Neo Geo, Game Boy Color, and Advance games. The console was set to arrive with roughly 800 pre-installed games, and the handheld allegedly held roughly 3,000 games built into the system. I can guarantee you that not a single one of these games are properly licensed to be sold in this manner, so you can imagine the legal scrutiny that Soulja Boy faced. Though he wasn't all that concerned at the time, telling Rolling Stone, quote, honestly, I don't have any worries at all, any concerns, because everything we're doing is legit. It's been researched. This is the handheld, very cheaply made device. And apparently it's supposed to be able to play Switch games, which I don't believe for a second. And then scrolling down further, you've got the console, which just looks like a white Xbox One X, like a Series S and a One X had a baby. And then the controller looks like a DualShock, except without the PlayStation symbols. It looks like a third-party version of it. And check this out, 4K HDMI output, but for gaming support, you've got 720p 60 hertz. Fast forward just a couple days later into mid-December, and Soulja Boy was already adding even more new consoles to his merch store. Here's what that looks like, basically a ripoff of the Game Boy. And I'll remind you again, these are in no way, shape, or form new or his creations. They are existing products that have been rebranded. He's literally selling a knockoff of a knockoff. This Game Boy looking device is called the Retro Soulja Boy Mini Handheld, and like with the other Soulja Boy consoles, he marked up the price of the product he's knocking off. So the Retro Soulja Boy Mini Handheld is $70, but the same product without the Soulja Boy branding can be found much cheaper at other retailers, so $50 at Amazon, for example. And then one more console he announced at this juncture was the Soulja Boy Fuse console, which he was selling for $400. It is straight up just a rebranded Fuse Tomahawk F1, which is a game console being made by Chinese company Fuse Entertainment that aims to be a compromise between the PS4 and Xbox One, geared toward the largely untapped Chinese gamer demographic. Never heard of this product until now, but basically, Soulja Boy is just reselling this at a higher price than the MSRP, and I don't even know if Fuse Entertainment gave Soulja Boy any sort of permission to do this. But then again, Soulja Boy isn't known for asking permission. Let me remind you, he's selling a knockoff of a knockoff, and this is a knockoff that sells just a bunch of pirated games. Not a single publisher or IP owner of these games gave Soulja Boy any sort of permission whatsoever. But yeah, that Fuse console sells for $320, and the Soulja Boy edition, which is not different at all, save for, I guess, the branding, is marked up by $80, sold at $400. Which brings us to January 2019. The year opened with Soulja Boy's questionable consoles getting pulled, to the surprise of no one, after he was issued a cease and desist from all of these companies who were seeing that he was selling their products without their permission. Hilariously enough, just a few days prior, on December 28th, 2018, he had tweeted out, "For anyone that thinks Nintendo's going to sue me, you're, pardon my language, retarded. Nothing's going to happen. Everything is legit. My console isn't going anywhere. Trust me." Well, just the following day, there were signs of trouble in paradise when Soulja Boy tweeted, "I had a boss up. I didn't have a choice." No shit. There's this thing called the law. I don't know if you've heard of it, or did the law just not come up when you were engaged in research? The circus continued later into January 2019 when Soulja Boy was interviewed by Everyday Struggle, this podcast, where he insisted that his gaming consoles are not a scam. Every game on these consoles are licensed, he claims, which obviously nobody believes. There's 800 pre-installed games that are licensed. Nope, no they're not. I sold $1 million in one day and Nintendo approached me because they're trying to see what the fuck is going on. This young black kid made $1 million in 24 hours and our games are on his console. We won in. I need to take a moment to process this. Where's my stress box? Okay, yeah, just... You can buy these on the merch store, by the way, youngya.com. And unlike Soulja Boy's products here, I guarantee you that these are legally in the clear. Let me put it very simply, Soulja Boy. If you're selling somebody else's games, and the creators of that game haven't heard that you're doing that, then those games are not licensed for you. Epic Games also chimed in at one point when Soulja Boy claimed, most likely falsely, that Fortnite would eventually be playable on the Soulja box, stating, quote, "Yes, we're working on it. Not this one. On the next one, you can." Epic's response was, "No, you can't play Fortnite on a rooted or jailbroken device due to anti-cheat measures." To make a long story short, Soulja Boy became the laughingstock of the games industry within those few months, and then he tried to make a comeback the following month on February of 2019 when he put up another website called Soulja Electronics, where he would put up listings for more of these rebranded knockoff consoles. And guess what? That didn't go well either. The website is no longer up, the products are no longer listed, are no longer being sold, and optics really got worse for Soulja Boy when customers began to report that they were not receiving their orders, which obviously is not, strictly speaking, legal. So February 2019 was really about the last time we heard from Soulja Boy in the video games landscape. Well, fast forward 2 years to February 19th, 2021, and this story just got a sequel, as reported by Game Informer here. Scrolling down, you'll find embedded on the article this tweet right here that was published on February 13th, 2021 that reads, "Building a new console from scratch. All new design, all new games, all new deals. Let's make history." It goes without saying that this tweet was met with ridicule. People saying stuff like, "Right, brand new design. Sure." Scrolling down here, you've got somebody else posting the Michael Jordan "Stop it. Get some help" meme, which is very appropriate. Oh, but it gets better. In parallel to tweeting about a new console being made from scratch with an all-new design, Soulja Boy took to Instagram to post images of this alleged brand new built-from-scratch console. And here are the 4 images of it so far. Completely new, as you can see. Not a single familiar element to this image right here. This guy didn't even try to conceal the fact that this brand new console with a brand new design is exactly the same as the one from over 2 years ago. Here's a screenshot of that, and then let's go back to Instagram. Looks damn near identical. And I mean, look at the controller. This is straight up a DualShock. And Soulja Boy is out there touting brand new design built from scratch. You already kind of know how this story is going to end. Exactly the same as the first time that he attempted to do this, because he's doing nothing different with this brand new scam. He's just repeating an old scam that people were already savvy to and hoping that things will turn out differently This time, let's take a look at the remaining screenshots here. Here's another perspective. Especially from this angle, you can really see how much this console resembles an Xbox One S. That same old sandwich kind of design with, minor aesthetic differences, but the inspiration is obvious. Finally, we got some footage of the console. You can even see the placement of the power button is exactly the same as the Xbox One S. Now, it should be noted that the main issue with this console is not the outwards appearance resembling another console. What really matters is the games that they're selling and how they're selling them without the permission of the creators or the publishers or the owners of those IPs. And I guess we still don't know what exactly this console entails, whether it's once again going to have just emulated ROMs or if he's actually planning to make unique games for it. What am I saying? It's very clear where this road is headed. I mean, Soulja Boy says right here, all new games, but then again, he also did say a new console built from scratch and all new design. That part certainly didn't turn out to be true. I have no reason to expect that we're actually gonna get all new games. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say except that Soulja Boy is completely delusional if he believes people are this dumb and that he won't once again face legal scrutiny. And look, I know it's very easy to just laugh at this, but this is pretty egregious stuff. The guy's selling a knockoff of a knockoff with stolen games at marked up prices, basically selling a sticker of his name at a premium. He's lying to people about the true nature of the products that he's selling, straight up false advertising, and he's exploiting all of this as a means to essentially enact a get-rich-quick scheme. That's straight up what this is. It's just a cash grab. Setting the ridiculousness of this situation aside, this is straight up an incredibly shady thing to do. And I don't imagine things are going to end up well for attempt number 2, which I wouldn't really even call a sequel. It's more of like a remaster that's labeled a remaster, but it's just straight up a direct port. But yeah, there you have it, folks. That's everything you need to know about the latest developments surrounding the Soulja Boy console. I guess I'll keep you updated on all of this, but this is one story that is likely to have a very predictable conclusion. But let me know in the comments below what your take is on all of this, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.